Ladies and gentlemen, this is Michael Cole coming to you alongside Corey Graves and Wade Barrett, live from SummerSlam. CM Punk, who captured his first World Heavyweight Championship just 7 weeks ago, is set for his biggest title defense yet.
Cole, why are you focusing so much on Punk when we are in the midst of the wrestling god? And our next World Heavyweight Champion, John Bradshaw Layfield. JBL has the look of a champion, the entrance of a champion, and he may be minutes away from becoming a champion.
JBL telling Punk last week that fairy tales aren't real, that midnight will strike here tonight at SummerSlam.
Talk about Cinderella. JBL's been calling Punk Cindy lately.
Here's the man who won the title at the end of June when he cashed in Money in the Bank in a surprise on Monday Night Raw. CM Punk, the underdog who has had uphill battles ever since winning the World Heavyweight Championship, has held on to that championship and he's worn it proudly. CM Punk.
That's what it's all about, folks. The World Heavyweight Championship. A prize worth fighting for.
For CM Punk, this is a must-win match, not just to retain his title, but to prove himself to all the naysayers out there.
There are those, including JBL, who just don't believe Punk is cut out to be a champion. JBL thinks this match is his chance to end Punk's Cinderella story and grab some gold for himself in the process.
Certainly no love lost between these two, and with the title on the line, we can expect one
To the sky. Oh my. The champion is willing to take every risk tonight.
Catches the leg.
And there might be a lot of support in the crowd tonight for CM Punk, but I think that just adds more rage to every strike JBL delivers. JBL relishes at the opportunity to put a beating on anybody.
We all know that JBL prides himself on being, quite frankly, a bully. And he wants to bully CM Punk all over Indiana tonight. One thing Punk certainly doesn't have here is the experience advantage. JBL had the longest championship reign in SmackDown history. You don't achieve that by accident. JBL has a wealth of championship experience that Punk just doesn't have.
Looking to show off their aerial skills here.
And for JBL, he likes to talk about fighting for the old school guys. Likes to look down on the new school superstars like CM Punk. JBL says he won't be pushed out by these twerps.
I would tally that sentiment to self-preservation. JBL isn't going to allow a guy like Punk to take a spot he's worked an entire career for. You don't achieve longevity in this game without putting the boots to some ankle biters.
Both superstars perched up high.
Not from up there!
Lord! That's what I call statement.
Well, that should teach him to not celebrate before the match is even over.
This here is vintage. Snake eyes. Oh, that just
Looks like it busted him open.
CM Punk, the surprise champion who cashed in the Money in the Bank contract back in June. The challenger is going for it. And the champion gets a shoulder up just before 2.
Somehow not letting the ref get to 2 here.
Unleashing a barrage on their opponent.
And JBL looking to show Punk that he's not on his level.
Bam!
And he's able to avoid that offense.
Neckbreaker after the float over.
That was pretty.
Punk scaling the turnbuckles.
Here we go. Oh, man, he landed rough there.
Oh, look at this. Out to the apron.
Oh, my goodness.
Are you kidding me? A back suplex right onto the apron.
Punk prides himself in being disciplined and having plenty of self-control. He's going to need all that here to take off.
All the way down to the floor.
I don't care how tough you are. Hitting the floor from that height has got to hurt.
Making his way to the top here. Here we go.
Oh, brutal miscalculation.
Oh my God!
Backbreaker. Ascending the ropes.
Stalking from above.
Watch out. Whoa, cross body. And the champ might have just frustrated Bradshaw even more there. Spinning kick to the gut. And JBL has gone so far as to call Punk a transitional champion, a fluke even. Bradshaw called this championship run by Punk pathetic. That it is a direct quote, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, say what you want about Punk's run. He's knocked off some of the best, including Bradshaw once and Batista on a couple occasions. Looking for the suplex all the way up. Look at this power. Oh, no.
Taking out the knee.
Oh, what a clubbing blow.
Look at the power of the wrestling god, JBL.
We have a pin for the title. There's a shoulder up almost immediately.
You cannot be serious. How? How on earth?
Clothesline from hell. That might have just sealed the deal on us having a new champ.
Punk powers out, still going strong.
He didn't even let the count hit one.
Big move, but it's still unable to end this. Talking about these men, they couldn't be any more different. For JBL, it's all about running business, Wall Street, having a championship in one hand and a beer in the other. Very much the opposite of CM Punk, Corey.
It's country versus alternative music, Cole. But just because Punk prefers soda over beer. Or video games over boardrooms doesn't make.
For CM Punk, this is a must-win match, not just to retain his title, but to prove himself to all the naysayers out there.
There are those, including JBL, who just don't believe Punk is cut out to be a champion. JBL thinks this match is his chance to end Punk's Cinderella story and grab some gold for himself in the process.
Certainly no love lost between these two, and with the title on the line, we can expect one heck of a fight.
From above!
Taking flight!
Oh, and that mistake could change the complexion of this match.
Punk prides himself in being disciplined and having plenty of self-control. He's going to need all that here tonight against Bradshaw, a 17-year veteran. From the top.
Wow, cross body! The champion clearly doing whatever it takes to retain their title here.
One thing Punk certainly doesn't have here is the experience advantage. JBL had the longest championship reign in SmackDown history. You don't achieve that by accident. JBL has a wealth of championship experience that Punk just doesn't have yet.
Good point. Punk has his work cut out for him, taking on someone as battle-tested as JBL. Heck, JBL has even won here at SummerSlam before. Punk hasn't. JBL isn't being given any room to recover.
Credit to Punk for finding a way to overwhelm JBL for the moment.
And for JBL, he likes to talk about fighting for the old school guys. Likes to look down on the new school superstars like CM Punk. JBL says he won't be pushed out by these twerps.
I would tally that sentiment to self-preservation. JBL isn't going to allow a guy like Punk to take a spot he's worked an entire career for. You don't achieve longevity in this game without putting the boots to some ankle biters.
And CM Punk is leaving no breathing room here.
Punk's working smarter, not harder. And
It's looking like a game of tit-for-tat now.
boom! Just teeing off with that fight forever vibe. Nothing pretty here, just good old-fashioned fisticuffs.
This has turned into a violent game of chicken. Who's going to step off the gas first?
You can feel the contact, and so does the WWE Universe.
Oh, man.
The willpower, the sheer guts of these two.
Russian leg sweep.
CM Punk, the surprise champion who cashed in the Money in the Bank contract back in June, shocking the entire sports entertainment. Highly competitive match, Punk defending the championship. JBL whipped into the corner. There's the vintage running knee by Punk.
And what a shocking victory this could be for the young up-and-comer CM Punk, but denied by JBL.
Bradshaw just too powerful for Punk, and now the wrestling god teeing off.
Yeah, JBL doing what he does best, manhandling his opponent. And JBL not too comfortable on the ropes, but going up there anyway.
Gonna do something here to put CM Punk away, and that may well do it, but it looks like JBL injured himself in the process.
Both men down, the official counting away here. First man to his feet could gain the advantage in the matchup. JBL looks like he's gonna just crawl to the cover. Shoulders are down. Punk kicks out.
And a late kick out there from CM Punk. Just enough gas left in the tank, and you can see the cogs whirring behind the eyes of JBL.
JBL looking to end it all here with a clothesline from hell.
Punk dodges out in time. What's it gonna take to win? He wriggles out of the danger zone there.
Just like that, Bradshaw finds a counter. Kick out after one from the champion.
He may be down, but somehow he's definitely not out at this point. Escape just in time.
Neck breaker.
Picture perfect. This whole arena getting behind Punk now, fueling the champ with adrenaline.
What a backbreaker. JBL isn't being given any room to recover.
Punk is determined right now.
Up and around, down with a tilt-the-world backbreaker.
Delivers the knee drop. Stops that offense from connecting. JBL looking to get back in this.
Bradshaw tipping the scales a bit here.
He catches JBL with a counter.
CM Punk looking to end things here. Gone to sleep. Was that enough? Did the champ put this one away?
He's done it. CM Punk retains.
Here is your winner, and still the World Heavyweight Champion, CM Punk.
Ladies and gentlemen, you just have to get used to this. Once again, CM Punk has silenced the critics and proven himself as a champion.
This was a must-win title defense for Punk, and like you said, now everyone knows the champ is no easy target.